Hello family, how is my global community? Today we're going to share in ceremony the medicine, the wisdom of our sacred Pachamama, Mother Earth. Welcome to everyone that is joining, and thank you for connecting. Life is a powerful miracle, and the miracle that I want to share with you today about is the miracle of Ayni. Ayni is this cosmic law. It's this cosmic energy, powerful force that says nothing goes one way. And in this Ayni, today I want to share with you this offering of the ancestors. It was a powerful wisdom and a powerful practice of everyday life. So A-Y-N-I, Ayni. A lot of people know it as reciprocity, but it's actually a very powerful cosmic force that is constantly bringing balance and equilibrium to all of our process in life, making sure that nothing goes one way. In Ayni, we always share constantly our life. In fact, it's one of our most important spiritual forces as an ally for us. Ayni is, a lot of people also know it as karma, the energy exchange, but for us it's this powerful force that exists and it's constantly supporting existence. So we have putting down the music a little bit. So for example, when we breathe, as soon as we were born, with the first breath in, we have activated this Ayni process in life. As soon as we breathe in, with that breath, we take in the whole process of our family, of our community, of the land where we are born, of its history, and therefore of this earth, of life here on this planet. And we take on all of that process. And the reason why we take it on is because our nature, when we arrive to this planet, to this life, our nature is to be in service. Our nature is to help and support all of our family and community. So for that reason, we take on all of this process naturally, right away, as soon as we are born. And then, throughout life, we process that energy. We transform it. We become participants of the process of life on this planet. And in everything that we do, with everything that we are, we're constantly offering in Ayni this sacred service we have. So the first Ayni begins when you take the breath in, because you are taking the breath of life. You're taking this breath from Mother Earth. You're taking this breath from the universe, from the cosmos, from all life. And you activate that powerful flow of energy with everything that is sacred and it's divine. So when you breathe out, because that's our nature, you are returning that Ayni, you're returning that life energy you took and you're returning that back. So the reason why we share this with this knowledge and this wisdom of Ayni with breath is because while we are here on this earth, while we are here in this life, through our breathing process, we are actually in constant Ayni, in constant life and energy exchange with the divine, with the sacred. And in this way, we are celebrating this powerful energy exchange of life energy. So our Ayni, our personal Ayni, our personal sharing of this energy will be completed when we give our last breath out, and when we leave our physical bodies and we go to the soul realm and on towards our divine origins. So throughout our life, we are constantly in this Ayni energy exchange with our family, with our community, with our planet. So for us, it is not only a philosophy, it is not only a wisdom or a knowledge or a theory to be aware about. Ayni, it's a life force that you have to be in absolute communion with while you are here in this earth, especially. Nothing ever goes one way. As you take the breath in, you also have to give the breath out. And that's in anything in life. Whatever you take from life, you have to return it back to life. Whatever you take from the earth, you have to return it back to the earth. Whatever you take from the cosmos and the universe, you have to return it back to the cosmos and the universe. And this is the beautiful wisdom with which our ancestors used to exist. They knew that God, creator, recreator, and procreator, like my teacher Victor used to say, they knew that God had given them this, had given us this life as a present, as a gift of life. And in return, in Ayni, you had to live throughout your life offering back your whole life as the best present, as the best offering back to God, but also to your family, to your community, to the planet. Because you live in family, you live in community. You're not here by yourself. And even if you were here by yourself, the very miracle that you are here was already the Ayni that God has with you by giving you this life. Therefore, you had to give that back, life energy. So our ancestors in ancient times, they used to exist every day offering the life as a present, as a gift back in Ayni, in gratitude for the miracle of life that we had received. So in this powerful Ayni energy exchange, we used to exist in life constantly. And that is still the way of life that still exists in many communities throughout our Andes. A lot of people know about Ayni as a law. Today for you, tomorrow for me. We are constantly helping each other. We're constantly supporting each other. We're constantly guiding each other. We're constantly healing each other in Ayni. You can't just take. You can't just receive. You also have to give. But here's the beautiful part of what I want to share with you today. When you arrive to this earth, as soon as you are born, the first action that happens is to take in life. That's why you breathe in. So the first message of the cosmos and the universe, and the first marking energy flow for you has to be receiving. Because if you don't receive fully, if you don't receive completely, you cannot give. A lot of people are very generous giving. A lot of people love to give and exist in life giving all the time. But have them receive something and they will say no. They're either very humble or very respectful, and they just don't receive it because they haven't mastered that part of the energy exchange. And here's the thing. So these people are very generous and they're constantly giving, but people around them, family, community, friends, will want more, will always need more. And no matter how much you've been giving, double, triple, quadruple, they will always want more. And the reason for that is because you are actually not giving. You cannot give unless you have received completely. That's why here in the Andes, in Ayni, what we need to master first is to be able to receive, to take that breath in unconditionally. And by the time we breath out, that breath is only a blessing, it's a healing. It's a powerful force of life being given to the family, to the community, to the planet, to the cosmos, to the universe, to God. In return, as an offering, in gratitude for the miracle of life. So this miracle of Ayni, that is a very conscious and intelligent force that makes sure nothing goes one way, like our breath, is a powerful force that also brings balance, that also brings healing, that brings transformation, that brings liberation and new life to our planet. Everybody is in Ayni, everybody. Whether you are conscious of it or not, whether you are aware of it or not, you are always in that energy exchange. And so the secret is to access this energy exchange consciously, to be fully conscious when you're receiving something and making sure that you're receiving it unconditionally. My teacher, whenever he would receive a gift, he would say, "Thank you for what you are giving to me. I may not be able to give you back in the same way, but when it returns to you, may it come back 1,000 times more." So just think about that gratitude prayer he always used to practice. Grandfather was very wise because what he did was, with that prayer, he just made his receiving unconditional. That way, respecting the powerful force of Ayni, knowing that that energy was going to come back to this person, he would say, "I may not be able to give you back." So he just liberated himself from having to give back to him or to her. So that's the power of Ayni. It's unconditional. I receive from Mario, but I have to give back to Jose. I receive from Juan, I have to give back to Michael. It's unconditional. It doesn't have to be direct. You don't always give back to the person from whom you've received. But believe me, the giving and the receiving always is taking place. It's always happening because there's a powerful force, it's a cosmic force called Ayni, making sure that that energy never goes one way. And how even better was grandfather's teaching when he used to make receiving unconditional. That way, when you give, it is also unconditional. You don't even have to think about it. You'll just give yes or yes, because that's the flow of energy that has been activated. You can't just receive, you also have to give. That's the power of Ayni. But when you're not receiving, you're not giving. You cannot give what you don't have. So you have to receive the breath of life first. That's why when we are born, the first breath that we take is the one we take in. And then we give the breath out. And the second part of our training was you needed to master when you breathe out. Because when you breathe out, you're moving consciously powerful energy. But now, empowered, re-strengthened, and given anima, that's what grandfather used to say, by you. Because when you breathe out, you're breathing out your best intentions, your best prayer, your best wishes, the best of who you are as life, as love, as light. And that's what you breathe out. Master it so much that you actually can move powerful energy forces that are not yours, but that are being moved consciously by you towards people. So with the breath out, we can heal in Ayni. With the breath out, we can transform your sacred space. With the breath out, you can send powerful healing energy over the distance. And there was, of course, specific breaths for that. For example, the most powerful breath out that we practice in our path, in our tradition here, is the breath that comes from the solar plexus, or even all the way from the sexual gland. And that's when we say the word hampui, when we want to program crystals, when we want to send powerful prayers to something that will remain and stay present, like our mesa. For our medicine bundle, we also always breath. When you do this breath, always comes from the depths of your solar plexus. Therefore, that was the most powerful breath. When we do Ayni Karpais, when we do Ayni Despachos, offerings, when we do cockleaf readings and we access to the oracle, we need to bring that breath of life and program the altar, program your sacred space, program your whole energy field, program your whole house. But only when it's direct, only because it's close. For example, that breath doesn't work if you want to send energy long distances. We use a different breath for that, which is it's this powerful filament of light that is sent, that uses the ley lines and energy lines. Powerful instruments, because the ley lines exist here. They were here before us, they'll be here after us. It's a natural web of energy lines throughout our planet, and our ancestors used to know how to use these lines. So when we want to send healing energy to a specific direction, to the north, east, west, south, or anywhere in the planet specifically, we just need to name the person or the place where we're sending it to. And a powerful ley line is activated into that area, into that specific, like all of us right now, as we speak, are connected to one of these powerful ley lines. And if we're not in one of these powerful ley lines, we're definitely within energy lines among community, among family, among power places, places where we were born. So all those ley lines are activated, and the second you blow, that energy arrives to that place where you're sending it to. But notice we do it with breath. For example, when we want to just direct energy to a specific part of the body, the heart, the third eye, the solar plexus, we use a different breath because it also needs to be laser pinpointed, like directed specifically. And for that, we use like with a K. And that energy is directed specifically to specific parts of the body. But in order to be able to breathe energy, powerful energy, in this way, you first need to take the breath in. You first need to activate the Ayni. Where do you take that breath in from? Where do you activate that? Who do you activate that Ayni with? And the answer is very simple: Mother Earth. When you breathe in the power of Pachamama. When you breathe in the power of tonight, our full moon. Powerful cosmic cycles that we live with and we live within, that mark powerful processes of our life. Specific energies who are in ceremony with us and for us. And when we're in touch with these energies, then we can also transmit that very same frequency, because it's very powerful. Mother Earth's frequency is always at the highest possible. It's a stellar being. It's part of a sacred part of our universe. It's the third planet in a solar system, number 3, very powerful. So for that reason, you breathe in that force first. So you activate Ayni with Mother Earth, and you transmit that energy to your family, to your community, to the people that you think of that need this life energy, because obviously they're not taking it consciously. And that's why we need to do it now. In ancient times, we didn't have to do it. We only had to take care of ourselves because everybody was fully conscious. Everybody was completely evolved. And everybody knew this conscious way of being in Ayni and moving these energies consciously. But nowadays, we no longer know this. Nowadays, we're no longer conscious. Only a few people, especially indigenous people throughout the planet, still maintain these sacred arts of life for healing, for protecting their people, for having strong communion with the land. I was actually asked this morning to work with the pipe, to honor the North American elders who are raising their pipes, because they're pipe carriers, and they're going to be giving the breath of healing energy for the planet, because when they breathe the tobacco in this way, they are also transmitting powerful forces of sacred spirits that they access and they know. So for example, we are constantly sharing in this way the breath of life in Ayni. Nowadays, more importantly, is the times when we need to be in service with our family, with our community. With already our 4th ceremony happening in this way, sharing with our whole planet, I'm noticing that it is very important to connect energetically in these powerful times. Now, in days like this one, with the full moon, there's meditations, there's ceremonies, there is prayers, there is rituals all over the planet, supporting and assisting the whole planetary family, the whole planetary community. So here's the beautiful thing about Ayni, and we understand it very well here. What you harvest, what you seed, you harvest. So you need to seed in life your best intentions, love, happiness. What do you want to harvest abundantly. Because when you harvest, if you have seeded one potato, you will definitely harvest at least 10, 7. But in a good harvest, 10 potatoes. So you always harvest more. And that is also another nature of Ayni. Ayni has a way of manifesting abundance, abundant energy flow. And in the Andes, we have 2 types of Ayni. We have Sami Ayni, which is the energy exchange of energy that serves people. Sami is light energy, highly refined energy, divine energy. And then there is Hucha energy, also divine, also sacred, but heavy. So there is Sami Ayni, which is of the energy that serves people, and there's Hucha Ayni, which is of the energy that doesn't serve people. And the reason why I say the Hucha energy doesn't serve people is because Hucha brings suffering and struggle. I mean, we'll always have it, because these energies were here before us and they'll be here after us. They're part of this earth, both of them, both energies, the heavy and the light energy. And it's like living with the day and the night. For us, the day does rise and does set. We do have light and darkness. We do have bad and good. We do have polarities. And those polarities were always changing. We're always in flow. For example, in these last months, we have created so much Hucha energy because of the fear and the panic that it was almost unbearable for a lot of people. People who are vulnerable, people who are delicate. And right away, just as fast as this heavy energy was produced, also Sami energy was produced. People praying everywhere, people meditating, people connecting, and masters, powerful guardians of millenary lineages throughout the planet started to come out and share in ceremony and transform in powerful ways this heavy energy. And right away there was some balance. But it was happening at the planetary level. It was so amazing just to watch how, as a global community and as a global family that we are, we can actually produce the changes of frequencies of energies for the whole planet, literally in a matter of hours. It was amazing. But now we're fully conscious of it, and we know that this is possible. And a lot of people access these ways so that they can also produce the energy that is necessary. Of course, heavy energy was produced unconsciously. That's the nature of it. Heavy energy is also intelligent. It's also a powerful conscious force that likes to get in your space, that loves to be in your sacred space also. And it has many different ways of doing that. You just have to be really conscious. Like, for example, one of my prayers before I am in ceremony always is, no energy of a lower frequency than mine can be with me in ceremony. But higher frequencies and similar frequencies than mine, they're welcome. So, for example, that's one of the main beginning prayers before being in ceremony. With that, I am making sure that I am always in Sami Ayni, because I want to move the most useful and the most powerful force energies for our family, for our planet, and therefore for me. Because in Ayni, what you are seeding is what you will harvest abundantly. So there's a lot of people, though, and this is for me what I don't understand, but somebody has to do it, I guess. There are people who are consciously in Huja Ayni, meaning they know exactly what is it that they're getting into, and they know exactly how they're going to affect their family, their community, and the planet. And they still do it. And what they're doing is not going to serve people, but is actually serving somebody's agenda. And there's a lot of people in power who like to move heavy energy, and they know exactly what they're moving, and they do it anyways. So for those people, what they're doing is they're only seeding, and then when they harvest these energies, unfortunately, it doesn't only affect them, but it also affects their loved ones, it affects their family, it affects their community. And that is sometimes to the level that it's not only in our life here on this planet that we take care of this energy exchange, but it's taken care of even generations later, or it's even taken to the point where your soul cannot return to the divine origins because it's stuck here until it completes the Ayni of that energy exchange. While for the soul, that could be days, time. For us, could be thousands of years. So soul time and physical time is different. But it affects our soul also when we're not conscious of what Aynis we have activated here on this planet. That's why when we are in service, when we are in this energy exchange, we need to be fully conscious of what we are moving and with what intention. If it's going to serve their highest self. Sometimes innocence is our best ally. And in innocence, like children, we are pure. So it's important to be innocent also. It's important to keep it pure. So when you move these energies in Ayni, make sure you're seeding. And what do you need to harvest abundantly in your life? That's what you need to seed. And today is full moon. So it's the completion of a very powerful cycle. For some of you in the north, in the northern hemisphere, I think you're starting seeding time. So this is appropriate. For us here in the southern hemisphere, we just had harvest. We actually had to go a bit early because of the needs that the community have and because of these emergency states. But for the people in the north, the cycle is opposite. So you're seeding. So in these times, I invite you to seed consciously, even just with your breath, with your actions, with your thoughts, with everything that you are conscious with. Seed what you need to harvest abundantly. If you want inner peace, you need to seed peace. If you want joy and happiness, you need to seed joy and happiness. If you want good health, you need to seed well-being. If you want to harvest abundantly, be very conscious in your seeding process. That is Ayni. Always you can support. Even though a lot of the messages in these days have been, take care of yourself first. Give yourself well-being first before you can offer it. Because the processes were so intense. Now they're calming down a bit. People are starting to feel stronger. We're becoming, when we move so much of this energy, we actually also become adapted and ready for literally moving any of these energies. And we become fit and strong. So because there was a lot of heavy energy, we have become tolerant and strong to transform those energies very quickly and very fast. And that's what's making these processes a bit lighter in some places. In a lot of places, there's still a lot of suffering, there's still a lot of struggling, there's still a lot of fear. And this is why these times, in this message, I want to offer to you this way of breathing. Breathe consciously and in Ayni. Know that nothing goes one way, ever. And make sure that you master receiving consciously first, receiving unconditionally first. And then giving will take place, yes or yes. You don't even have to think about it. It will just happen. For some people, they're always wondering, what can I do, or how am I going to be of best service? How am I going to be of best help? Just that intention is already good Ayni. And then you can come up with any ways of supporting family and community and the planetary family and community. And this is a very good Ayni in these times. Because when you send love to the whole planet, that energy, when it comes back, it's coming from the whole planet to you. And there's a powerful force that makes sure that that's what happens. So because of that, we used to be trained in Ayni not only with the planetary or natural forces, but we were also trained to be in Ayni even with the stars. Like whatever you receive from Venus, or whatever you offer to Venus, you will receive also from Venus. Whatever you offer to the sun, to the moon, you will also receive back. But here's the beautiful part of Ayni also. You begin that energy flow. You are the one that consciously starts that energy flow. So you can start with any of these powerful cosmic universal forces also. Ayni with time, Ayni with space, Ayni with Mother Earth, Ayni with your family, Ayni with your community. You exist thanks to this powerful force that is always making sure everything is balanced and everything is returned. Everything comes from the origins and returns to the origins. Unconditionally. This is the power of this sacred medicine, and this is the power of this sacred message for you today in this full moon ceremony. We are completing a very powerful cycles throughout these days for healing our planet, for bringing transformation, for being stewards and guardians of life energy on this planet for our whole family and for our whole community. And in these times is when we ask to these powerful cosmic forces that bring balance, that bring gentle process for our families and our communities, that bring the joy, that bring the happiness back. Because there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of uncertainty. And there's a lot of vitality that is needed. So where do you take this vital energy from? You take it from Pachamama, from Mother Earth. So in this Ayni, we are constantly living in life. It's a constant flow of energy while we are here in this earth. As simple as when we breathe in and when we breathe out. And it will only be completed once we give our last breath out. So then our ancestors used to have a practice. They actually used to be in such a powerful Ayni service throughout their life that their gift was going to be, if they were in very good Ayni, their gift was going to be that they could give this last breath out consciously and not all of a sudden, and not like in a shockingly way and all of a sudden you gave it out. Our ancestors used to pray that if they were in good service in this planet, they would give the last breath as a gratitude or as a blessing, as the best wishes for generations and generations to come. Can you believe some of these ancestors, some of these people, not even only elders, but children, were trained here in the Andes, psychologically, emotionally, and physically, so that they could give that breath of life consciously, even at the ages of 7 and 12 and 13 years old. That's why we find the bodies of these children on glacier tops or volcanoes, wrongly called human sacrifices. These were people who were trained consciously, and they gave their life as this offering consciously, because they were trained in this way psychologically, emotionally, physically, to give this life as an offering in this way. It was not, as a lot of people portray it, as violent or as hard or as traumatizing. No. In those times, people used to exist in giving the last breath consciously, and that's what the training was for. So some of them were children that actually gave this last breath in this way. They used to go through various rituals and ceremonies so that they could arrive to these mountaintops while alive and give the last breath. By working with powerful medicines like coca leaves, like chicha made of corn, or the most important San Pedro, which was this cacti, is the cousin of the peyote in the north, which was vastly worked with, this medicine, throughout the Andes. And so much, the active ingredient of this cactus is mescaline. In such a concentration that they used to work with, it would actually make the heart stop. So you can actually say some of these people literally left in bliss. But all of a sudden their heart stopped and they never returned to their physical body. And that's the way they gave their life, their last breath consciously. So this is when we complete our Ayni. While we are here in this earth, we're in constant Ayni with our family, with our community, with our planet. And if we're more conscious, then we're with Sami Ayni. But when we're not fully conscious, we could be in Hucha Ayni. How does this work? For example, there is a lot of people that still have the practice of whatever that doesn't serve you, whatever heavy energies that you can no longer be with, you need to let go of. You need to wash it off or release it. That is the term. That is Hucha Ayni right there. Why? Because you are consciously letting go or releasing or transmitting heavy energy that you couldn't transform, that you couldn't transmute, that you couldn't deal with. And you're liberating it, and you're releasing it, and you are letting go of it. As Hucha, heavy energy. So you need to be able to transform it first. That's why in our practice, consciously, we never let go of heavy energy. If we have taken it, we have the power to transform it, and we will transform it with goodwill, with free will, with the help of allies, and with the help of Mother Earth, and with the help of cosmic forces. Or don't take it in. If you can't transform heavy energy, don't take it on. Just say, I don't accept it for me. I don't take it in. You have free will, so you can do that. But if you have taken on heavy energy unconsciously, like all of a sudden you came out of your house, you went to the shop to get something for the family, and you did meet a few people along the way, and you never know what processes our brothers and sisters are going through. And some of it is very intense and it's very heavy, and you took it on because you don't know how to protect your energy field. Or you're not conscious with that energy flow, but you take it on. You come to the house, you come back to the house with that heavy energy. And because you can't deal with it anymore and it's so heavy, you just let it go. You release it to Mother Earth. That's what a lot of people do. Or to a crystal or to something. But notice what's happening. You are in Huja Ayni in that moment because you are letting go consciously of heavy energy. When you could have transformed it. All that was necessary was for you, even in that moment at the shop, when you felt this heavy energy, to close your eyes for a few seconds, visualize yourself inside a crystal, and immediately transform that heavy energy into love and send it right back to the person if you were conscious enough to know exactly where it came from. And you just go, blessings, my brother, or blessings, my sister. And you come back crystal clean to your house. And what did you just do when you transformed that energy and sent it back to our brother and sister? You activated Sami Ayni. So that if for whatever reason you're vulnerable, if for whatever reason you're not able to take care of yourself, at a given moment, somebody will for you. There will be somebody, medicine man, medicine woman, who will see you and not being able to deal with this heavy energy, and who will help you deal with it. And we'll do exactly the same thing. We'll transform that energy for you, and that's when that Sami Ayni returns to you. So it's very powerful. And it's very simple. It's in every action. It's in everything, because it's life. Our Ayni force is a constant, powerful force maintaining this energy flow and maintaining this powerful equilibrium of energy flow. It can never go one way. It will always go both ways. It's a law. It's a cosmic universal law. While you are here in this earth, for example, in the Andes, we don't believe in reincarnation. So it's not like, oh, if I can't, if I don't deal with it in this lifetime, don't worry, I'll deal with it in the next one. No, there is no that. For us, it's only this lifetime. This is the heaven that the Catholic Church is talking about, or hell. Both. Whatever people choose. There is no afterlife for us. We come from the divine origins. This is the best present of life, and we need to live in it, having it be the best present of life back to God, Creator, to Mother Earth, to our family, to our community. That is the Ayni. That is the sacred cosmic Ayni that life is. You are a gift of life, and your life needs to be a gift back. And it's not like, if it's not in this lifetime, maybe in the next one. And there's other things. Only while you are here, because time and space are transcendental, you can access many past lives. Because you're an interdimensional being also while you are here. And what you do when you access past lives, for example, is you are only accessing a dimension of life while you are here. But it does not belong to the soul. Once you're complete with your life process here, this soul returns to the divine origins. So, for example, for us, this is our only chance. This is only our only chance to be in best Ayni possible. And do not to mess it up. It's very easy to lose a grip. It's very easy to lose the foundation or to lose the roots with Pachamama. And we do it so unconsciously, like I was telling you, just by saying, oh, I can't deal with this heavy energy, I'll just release it and I'll have Mother Earth transform it. Well, guess what? She can and she will. And that's why a lot of people practice this. There are powerful forces who can literally take that energy and transform it like that for you. But here's the cool part. Are you not Mother Earth? Are you not Pachamama while you are here? Remember I told you you're an interdimensional being. So in any moment, you can embody the power and the force of the cosmos. You can be Mother Earth. You can be the sacred moon. You can be the sacred sun. You can be those sacred stars. You can be these powerful elements. So wouldn't it be better that you just become all those forces yourself and transform it yourself? And there are infinite ways of doing that. So this is why it's important for us to rather integrate ourselves into these powerful forces than accessing innocently Hucha Ayni, which is releasing heavy energy. So we don't do it consciously. But for example, when you go through a bridge, you have no choice. Bridges are powerful vortexes. Whenever you are crossing a bridge, whether you are ready or not, that force will pull away as the water is going down, whatever heavy energies that you have. That's just what happens. And as the water is coming down, you're refilled with powerful blessings, with whatever that you need in life to be happy and to be well. That's like, it just happens. You don't even need to think about it. It just happens when you go across a bridge or when you go to a mountain pass. Same thing. When you go to a mountain pass, it's a powerful vortex because the path you took to arrive to it will take everything that you no longer need in life. And the next path, the next valley that opens up for you becomes the new life that you're receiving. So those are vortexes where heavy energy is just taken from you. You have no choice. That's just how these energy vortexes are. But that's different. It's different when that energy is taken from you and it's transformed for you. You have no choice. These powerful forces exist in this way. But it's also different when you consciously let go of this heavy energy, because what you're doing is you're seeding. You are opening up the possibility for you to take on more of this heavy energy. Let's say you release the heavy energy right now in this space, but the second you walk out the door, there's more of it right in front of you, ready to be taken on, because that's how Ayni is. It never goes one way. So if you want to live happily, if you want to live completely free, completely liberated and light, then you need to seed that energy. And then you will harvest that abundantly. That is Ayni. So, my planetary family, my global community, we will access in ceremony today for the sacred full moon. We will always have our oracle. So if anybody have any burning questions that you want to ask to the sacred coca leaves, which was used for thousands of years as sacred oracle, sacred medicine, and powerful food also, because it's rich with nutrition, gifts, and powers. So we can ask whatever questions that may be necessary for you to For some of you, I may not reach to your questions. For that, we will do oracles. We will connect for personal readings also, healing sessions, whatever that is necessary. Now that we are at home, we have the time to do that for everybody online. So we will begin. Notice the breath that I will use to activate the oracle. Different breaths. But the most important, the one that comes from the solar plexus, the one that comes from the depth. We will begin with Sandy Lorenzen. Tupangkachu Manacho. Very soon, Sandy, this year is possible. Remember, your twin flame is not going to be born. It's already here. So when you connect in love, another wisdom that I like to share is, in love, you must connect with this soul essence right now and not wait until you meet the person. So for example, whenever you're drinking a cup of coffee, you need to say, "This is for you, my love." Or whenever you're eating a delicious meal, you need to share the essence. You may be hungry, so this essence is for you, my love. Like, connect with love now. Don't wait until you meet the person. Your loved one is here already, preparing for you just as like you are preparing for them. Janet Bradley. You are a natural leader, Janet. You have a way to influence many people, and a lot of people come for guidance to you. You just need to develop your confidence even more. To not to hold yourself back, but to open your heart even more and offer it in service and start guiding people. You're a natural leader. Yaya Liberation. Imam Pepe Protector. That is a specific question, Yaya. Who is your spiritual protector? You see, in life, we choose who to have communion with and who to have as our allies. And some of them are from soul agreement right from the beginning, like birds or sacred animal spirits that will be in the rest of our lives constantly present. But other times, you need to choose yourself. You have so much free will that you can choose whether you can have Pachamama, you can have a specific mountain spirits, specific elements, specific angels, specific constellations. So you can choose who you want as your spiritual protector, and make sure you choose the strongest ones, because you're a very powerful spirit. Like, your spirit power is already very powerful. From 1 to 10, you're at a 10 in your spiritual power. Sabina Ali. Sabina, you're a carrier of a very powerful ancestral lineage. So you need to access those ancestors and be of best service. You are also really free, and you are a very fierce warrior. So you are definitely being chosen to walk the path of a medicine woman. Now we have Elaine Slickivir. Love these names. To stand up for your power, the message is for you to not to lose your connection to Mother Earth, your deep roots. You are in the middle of a lot of troubles right now, but already you know the solution, so go for it. Move whatever you need to move to come out of these limitations and fulfill your dream. That's the message. Joe Germinario. I love your question because it says whether you're doing too much or being lazy. So we have a belief. The belief is 50% of the creation of your life is on God. And God shares that 50% with the whole planet, with the whole family, with the whole community. Everybody has a little percentage. Everybody. But you have a whole 50% for yourself. So this is what happens. Some people take on too much. They want to take on 80% and they leave only 20 to the divine, and their plans are not fulfilled. They can't manage to see it fulfilled. And there's other people who are very lazy and they take on only 30% and they let the other 70 to the divine, and it's too overwhelming also. It's just like whatever dreams that they have, they can never reach these goals. And the other people that took on too much, they lose it. Still, they're not happy because that was not the outcome they wanted. Why? Because it's out of balance. So what I'm going to look for you, Joe, is that specifically, where you are in that 50-50. And you take on 70%. So relax a little bit. Let the divine take on or take care of the other part. Do less. Sari, if you have the capacity to help Rabia, of course you do. You have the capacity, but you shouldn't do it because there is a lot of heavy energy around you that is not letting you. So get some help. Get some allies. Delegate. Have some people to help you. Liberty Rangel. Your medicine. To make people smile, to make people happy. That's your medicine. There are 4 powerful things in healing work that we need to put attention to. One is to make people happy, to make them smile, to have them move from one emotional process to a better one. Yeah? So that's one of the 4 you need to access. Yeah? So it's a very powerful medicine. Sergey Grigor. What's the message for my brother? Sergey. You are like the condor, Sergey. You're always flying high above. You're soaring the highest skies. You see the bigger picture. You see everything from above. So your path and your work is to be a guardian, to look after families and communities. When condors fly, they fly so high up at 7,000 meters above sea level. When they look down, they don't see people. They see whole villages. They see whole communities. And therefore, their love, when they send it, is for a whole community, for a whole village. They're planetary healers. So you have that same potential. You have the power to support so many people and therefore help your community and the family. Another question. Kristen Lavette. A ver, we're going to check for your classes. From 1 to 10, the abundance and the success is 12. So, over the top. Very good. Christina Crooks. I just lost you, Christina. A ver, what is the message you've been missing? If you've been missing it, may not be a message for you. But sometimes there are also messages that are going to be louder and louder and louder every time. Do not to give up. The message is to not to give up. Surrender is okay because you are giving yourself completely to a process. But to give up means to block the doorways and to block evolution and growth. So don't give up. Continue. There is more. Just before you arrive to the mountaintop is the hardest of the uphill. That is the message. Kathy Bruning. What is the message for you? To be free. To be absolutely free. Agneta. How is my sister Agneta Park? Mensaje por ella. The message for you is you're awesome. You're protected. You're well taken care of. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of beautiful essences and processes in your life. Just keep enjoying it. Panda Michalski. Yan bang katuchiling ka ng ichamanach. Of course it will help you. It's very good for your highest purpose, this work, this job offer. Joanna Ketz. I want to share with you, Joanna, this gift because your question was how to move forward in life. In the Andes, when we look at time, we look at the past as something that passed by you, so it's actually in front of you. You don't move. Everything moves through you. So our past is that time that passed by you, and you can always see it. And the future is a time that is running as fast as it can to catch up with this moment, and it never can. And it's in the back, so you can't see it. And that's the future. So in your life, one thing that you need to realize is you are not moving. Everything is moving for you and through you. So you choose for all of these around you to completely change. All you need to is actually realize it. This name is a little different. Oyvind Krahe. From 1 to 10 out of 10 for your project. So it's very good energy. Suzanne Barry. So the whole conversation today with this full moon ceremony was about mastering the power of receiving. So a lot of people ask, isn't that selfish? Isn't that egotistic? Here's the thing. Being selfish here in the Andes, it's a mastery. Can you believe if you have mastered the art of receiving unconditionally, completely and absolutely, then you can give also unconditionally, completely and absolutely. You can give your life. You can offer your life. So don't worry about that selfish or unselfishness anymore. Nothing exists separate from you. Nothing exists separate from you. No one exists separate from you. You are existing over 7.5 billion times yourself on this planet. So anything and everything you do for people, you are doing for yourself. You see? Talk about selfishness. Amanda Robertson, what medicine you carry? You carry the medicine of a jaguar. Jaguars are powerful guardians. They protect the whole forest, the whole Amazon. They're guardians of powerful medicines, all those plants, billions of them in the Amazon, and each one of them have a specific power, and the jaguar has access to all of them. This is your medicine. So for example, when you want to be in ceremony and in meditation, call in the jaguar. Give it a name. Give it a specific name that only works for you, and this jaguar spirit will arrive to you in 1,000th of a second every time you say this name. Okay? Lori Shepherd. Man. That your life here, your life purpose here is to be in love. That you must access love. It's like when you don't have love, you're not living. And some of us need other things, but most of us live only on this essence. Most of us only exist on being in love, loving, and being loved. And that's the message for you, Lori. You need to always be in love, and you need to constantly bring in love from a partner, from the family, from the community. Like whenever you are, especially in these times, whenever you are thinking of somebody, send them love, unconditional love. Just tell them I love you. Through the phone, whether it's a message, like how many I love yous can you tell in one day? Do it. That's your medicine. Surya, Surya Serlin, lost you. It's the message for you. A baby is coming, Surya. You know, one of the messages for these times also is to lose fear of bringing babies to this planet, because what you don't realize is it's a soul agreement. These souls choose to come to this earth. We're given a choice. We're asked, when do you want to be here in this life? And those of us who are here right now in this planet have chosen to be in these times, in this planet, in these times of transition, in these times of change. So we're powerful souls in order to be here through these processes, because we're guardians and we're responsible for a transition from an era where we were unevolved and unconscious to an era when we are completely awake and fully conscious. And we are the stewards of life for the next thousands of years, you know. So the babies that are arriving now, they're arriving for the new era. They're coming ready. They're coming virus-proof. They're coming corruption proof. They're coming, all of this heavy energy proof. These babies are powerful medicine arriving to the earth right now. And the same celebration needs to happen for everybody that is passing in these times due to this virus or to whatever other processes. Because with these departures in these times, they're healing thousands of years of heavy energy for the family, for the community, for this earth. So both need to be celebrated. The life that is leaving and the life that is arriving. Okay? And there's a baby I see for you. Now, for some of you, this may be a crazy message, but here's the thing. If it's not a physical baby, it could also be a new project. Whatever or however this message can arrive to you gently, the better. Marguerite Dursema. You have the medicine of the hummingbird. Hummingbirds go from flower to flower and they take the juice out of it. They always see beauty in every situation and in every person. That's your medicine. And also another message for you is you need to take very good care of your physical body because it's a bit tired. There's some vitality that is necessary. The best source of life energy and vitality are if you have babies around you, do that. You know, just be close to the baby and they're immediately this power pack of life energy. Or go to nature. Where there is a tree, powerful energy vortexes for you to take in vitality. Okay? 2 or 3 more questions, and then we will bring a closing to our ceremony. Pamela. How are you, Pamelita? Pamela Weaver. You are a condor indeed. But you are a tired condor. You see, here's the thing. Here's the message about the condor medicine. Condors are powerful medicine because they always fly very high. In order to fly very high, they need to have the lightest heart of all beings on the planet. And not only that, they fly effortlessly because they are so light. So if this message for you says that you're a tired condor, means there was some heavy energies that were pulling you down, and that some heaviness in the heart that was pulling you down, that was hard for you to pick up. But here's the thing. Liberate all that heaviness and your flight will be effortless again. Take very good care of the physical body, Pamelita. It needs more vitality also. Love you. Two more. Tinka Ardent Park. Beautiful name. Tinka. You are as free as an eagle. In this case, you are a different sacred bird, but still a bird. But this bird for us represents warrior spirit, powerful guardians. They have the sight that transcends. They can see through walls. They can see through costumes. You have the power to see beyond. They can see the soul. So that's your spirit. It's the eagle spirit. There is a myth that talks about the condor and the eagle flying together, that now are the times when it should be happening. Here's the message I tell you about that. The condor and the eagle have always been flying together, are always flying together, and they will be always flying together because they're spirit beings. You see? So the people of the north and the south are always connected, not like some prophecies say one day. No, it's happening always. So you're an eagle, powerful spirit medicine. One more. Jessica, what? What is her medicine? You are a jaguar also. Or maybe a little bit bigger than a jaguar, like a tiger. I don't know so much about the medicine of the tigers, but they're very powerful warriors. The only thing I can connect with when I think about a tiger is those samurai warriors from Japan. Similar, like just your presence demands order and harmony. So use that medicine just with your presence. Change whole energy fields. Thank you, my loves. We have completed the oracle for this time. I love being able to access this for you. Now we're going to give sacred blessings of the full moon for our family and our community. Oh, and I will also light up the pipe in honor to our native people in the north who are pipe carriers. Pushkin, jump, pushkin, jump, pushkin. A ver. Akintu is a sacred set of 3 leaves, 4 leaves and 5 leaves, depending on what it's going to be used for. And it's these coca leaves. Some of you can use other leaves too, actually. The coca leaves have been used here in the Andes for thousands of years in this way to carry our prayers and to carry our intentions for the whole planet, offered to the Mother Moon, Mama Quilla, to Pachamama, our Mother Earth, in the name of all of our family and community globally. So if you have any other leaves, you can also pray to them. Some people are using bay leaves because bay leaves are used in cooking. So we use that too. Our fire this time is not as strong as other times, but it's a very powerful blue fire, and we also read the oracle of that. And the reason for that is we need to activate more healing energy in our planet to continue supporting our family and our community through these hard processes. We will also continue with these ceremonies. Right now we're doing on the full moon and new moon cycles, which is not only what I have chosen, but how the moon medicine is choosing for us. But in the, you can see that blue flame, the Palo Santo, when it gives blue or purple flame, it's the energy of transformation, forgiveness, the ray of Saint Germain, like my teacher, Dan Victor, used to say. He always in the fire brings the blue or the purple ray. So we need, so in this offering, we're going to transform and transmute whatever heavy energies, whatever fears, whatever panics, whatever people are having that is no longer serving us. We need to transform all of that heavy energy in Ayni, in reciprocity for our family and our community, so that when we need it, we will be able to access only that high frequency energy also for ourselves. So today we do it for our global family, for our global community, and tomorrow it will be done for us. Here's another thing also that I wanted to tell you. So we used to have these jokes with my grandfather about the Ayni. And when so many awesome things happen to you, when a lot of wonderful things are happening to you, you wonder why they are. And grandfather used to have a joke about that. He used to say, when you arrive to this earth, you are a very powerful miracle. You are a very powerful blessing. So just that was a blessing for everybody. So therefore, life has to catch up with you by giving you wonderful things. So you had a whole lifetime of Ayni, of the blessing that you are, coming back to you with the wonderful things that happen to you in life. So receive them. You know, there was a saying in the community, oh, I'm laughing so much, maybe something bad is going to happen to me. That was the superstition and the fear. Why not receive that laughter as the cosmos and the universe catching up with you for the blessing that you are? For my brothers and sisters throughout the planet, for their well-being, for all these heavy energies to be completely transformed and transmuted. Our fire now is strong again. It's very good. Our offering has been given, and in honor to our elders in the north, we're going to light up the pipe for the first time in these live ceremonies. I don't usually do it because it's delicate. Blessings for my brothers and sisters throughout the planet. Thank you very much. We are always in ceremony. We are always connected because of this ceremony. And especially in this full moon time, may you be infinitely blessed. Thank you very much.